middle of June, Monday night betting slate. I'm very excited, Ethan. I'm also happy to be back on here. We've had a couple weeks off. We said it every time. Summer gets a little crazy, and I know I have a couple miscellaneous summer jobs. I like golfing. Like hanging out with buddies, going to cottages. I know you are pretty much in the same boat. So I apologize for a little bit of an erratic schedule. But again, we've been warning you guys for a little while now that that summer is crazy. But Ethan, glad to have you here. Are you excited for honestly just a beautiful Monday in the betting world?
Yeah, great Monday night. Yeah, for being late June, you really can't ask for anything better than what we have. I know July is going to get pretty rough. That's about the roughest month for betting. But like you said, we do have lives outside of betting and watching sports all day. So that's kind of the nice month to get out, like you said, to the cottages, the boats, golf. Yeah, I'm doing a couple sports leagues, volleyball and softball. So um, yeah, it's nice to enjoy that weather when we have it. Obviously, both of us being Michiganders, yeah, it goes quick. It's going to be cold and windy and snowy before we know it. So, yeah, really looking forward to tonight. Pretty decent week, I think, of sports. But then, yeah, it's all gonna be gone here before we know it. So, trying to enjoy.
Yeah. Before we get into the bets, little story. I was talking to you this weekend about the soccer. We have two soccer tournaments going on. We have the Copa America and we have the Euros. Dabbled in the Euros today. 0 for 2. I might be done with soccer. I had Croatia on the money line. If you guys did not see, they added 8 extra minutes in that game, which was total bullshit. That game did not have that many stoppages. They add 8 minutes. And what happened in the seventh and a half minute of extra time? Italy scores to tie it. Ass. And then I had Spain, who is just the much better team, the best team in that pool, on the -1.5 against Albania, beat them 1-0. So unfortunate start for me for the soccer betting, but I might dabble tonight in a couple games as well. But yeah, the big story, Stanley Cup Game 7. We have the Oilers and the Panthers tonight, kicking off at 8:15 Eastern Time. Panthers were up 3-0 and have since fallen to 3 or tied it up to 3-3 with the Oilers. Uh, I have placed a very very large bet for me on this game, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous. How are your thoughts on this? I will say before, I probably won't take a side on this game because I already have a future on the Oilers. I got them, I believe, 14-1 when they went down 0-3. So I have that rocking. I never hedge. Hedging's for cowards, so I'm not hedging. I'm probably just gonna rock on there. Player props. I'll get into. I hate tonight because of the bet that I like. But how are you feeling about this game?
Yeah. For anyone that's followed along for really any amount of time for any championship, they probably know at this point I just load up free bets on championship futures. Just like having the sweat free championship. You obviously with series like this, you don't always get the game 7 where it's a decisive game, but I do have money on both Edmonton and Florida with free bet futures. I win like 8 units if Edmonton wins. I win like 10 and a half or 11 if Florida wins. So kind of nice to just have that sweat free game tonight. Obviously, kind of rooting a little bit more for Florida just with the extra 3 units, but um, I still think Florida's going to pull it out. I liked them from the jump from the series. Obviously, loved them when they were up 3-0. Um, and honestly, I mean, it should be a great game. I'm really looking forward to it, but every boost in America right now is Oilers and McDavid. Oilers and McDavid on every sports book. I've seen a ton of them. Obviously, America. Well, yeah, I assume America wants Edmonton. They're the comeback story, even though it is technically America versus Canada. But everyone wants Edmonton to win this game, come back from down 3-0. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think Florida's better. I think they're scrappier, which I think is how they got up so much in this series. They were too much for Edmonton to handle scrap wise. I think there's a little more finesse with Edmonton's offense and, McDavid, Draisaitl, all those guys. So I don't know. I think they get back to the basics here. It's at Florida. I see a pretty even split. I actually think a little bit of sharp money is on Edmonton, but I don't know. I luckily don't have to bet it because, like I said, I have futures on both. But I do think Florida ends up pulling it out.
Yeah, it's I kind of was thinking this was going to happen. After the 0-3 start, I thought Edmonton was going to win that game 4. I bet them. I thought Edmonton was going to win that game 5. I bet them. Thought Edmonton was going to win that game 6. I bet them. So I was kind of thinking like if they win game 4, I could see this easily going to game 7. And here we are, game 7. I'm rooting for the Oilers. Obviously, I have the future on them, but I would not be surprised at all if the Panthers win this game. Panthers have looked very bad. Oilers have exploded. They usually a power play is an advantage for the team. It's actually a disadvantage for the Panthers. The Oilers are actually scoring more shorthanded goals this series than the Panthers have scored power play goals. So the Oilers have the advantage on the Florida power play. They obviously have the advantage on their own power play. And the last couple of games, they just had the advantage on equal guys on the ice. So Edmonton's looking great. I'm thinking Florida's due to bounce back, but my big bet, way too much money for me. 7.5 units to win 5 units is on the under in this game at 5.5. Minus 150, technically minus 148, but it's easier to say that at the minus 150. One stat, and I hate it. First of all, I also took the adjusted under of 4.5 at plus 180. One stat that I really like, and I usually hate betting like this, but game sevens in the Stanley Cup final. And again, I'm following this guy on blindly. I didn't do my own research. Blindly on Twitter. Game 7 in the in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. The under of 5.5 has hit in 14 straight games dating back to 1950. 74 years. I guess there's only been 14 game sevens in 74 years. I don't know if I believe that, or maybe that's the only game sevens that had the total set at 5.5. I'm not sure. But I followed the guy on Twitter, so that's what he said. Also, there's a stupid stat. They're like 70% in the NHL playoffs, any game 7, not just the Stanley Cup final, going under 5.5. Dating back to 2005. Again, that's 70 something percent. And then this year in the NHL finals, or in the NHL playoffs, 3-0 game 7s have gone under. So I hate it. Also, it's just been the last 3 games have gone over 5.5. The 8-1 game, I believe there was a 4-2 game, and then the 5-1 game. So the last 3 games have all had a lot of more scoring than normal. But I do think, I kind of think the Panthers are going to get somewhat back on track. I don't know if the Panthers are going to win. I don't think they can look worse. I think they're going to look a little more like themselves. And I think the game is going to come a little bit more like we did in the early part of the series, where a lot of defensive, really hard to get goals. So I have 7.5 units to win 5 units on the under of 5.5 in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. From what I can remember and what I've seen, Stanley Cup finals, not playoffs, but finals game 7s tend to be one-sided. I know the most recent one I think was the Blues versus Boston. I believe the Blues won that 4-1. I believe the one before that might have been Boston Vancouver, and I think Boston won that like 4-0. Obviously Detroit lost to the Penguins. That was 2-1, so that was not one-sided but low scoring. It's tough for me to see the over here. Obviously, your only fear is 3-1, 3-2. Yeah, it could turn into an empty net fest real quick. But yeah, I like that. I kind of like the first period under. I'm sure that's juiced to hell as well. But I think both teams are going to suck it in early and, try not to give up the first goal more than they're going to try to score the first goal. So I'd be interested to see what that price is. Might go ahead and bet that one myself, but I don't know. I don't really want to sweat this game. I have a lot of other things I'm sweating. So we'll see where I end up here. I actually do, unless you have anything more to say on the Stanley Cup, or we can come back to it.
I'll have one more thing. In regards to player props, because I do think this is going to be an extremely low scoring game, very defensive as well. I don't think shots are going to be high. I don't think also for that reason saves are going to be high. And I don't obviously love goal scorers. So In regards to props tonight, I really don't like anything. I think every prop, unless you want to do unders, which hate doing unders, but unders on all of those, I think would be okay to do. Under or yeah, unders on goal score. I don't even know, those odds are gonna be trash, so that's not even a bet to make. But not that for that reason. Yeah, I don't like any player props because it's I think it's gonna be a defensive battle.
Yeah, and I'll touch on that too. Literally, I mean, I've seen, not even kidding you, probably 8 boosts across all books that involve McDavid having this amount of points, this amount of goals, blah blah blah, an assist. Give me Draisaitl to score. I think Draisaitl gets one
Really,
tonight. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be McDavid. I try not to like fade the boost always, but when every sports book is lining up on it, I don't know. It's just a little bit fishy. So give me
I,
Draisaitl.
I forgot I do have two player props. I forgot. I used just one after that Croatia bet. If it went to if it tied, you get a bonus bet back. So I did lose the Croatia bet, but I got a $25 bonus bet. Put that on Nugent Hopkins to score for the
Don't hate
Oilers.
it.
And then there's another boost on DraftKings where it's bet $25 for a first goal. It's again huge scam because I think there's going to be or three, maybe four goals in this game. But bet $25 on a first goal scorer and get $5 back per goal in that game. So I have that one on the Panthers on Rodriguez. So that's 25, I believe, to win 625. So first goal
Nice.
scorer Rodriguez, Hopkins to score anytime, but also I don't really care about either of those, just under 5.5 goals.
While we're still on hockey, I might be spreading fake news here, but I just saw a tweet. Mitch Marner traded to the new Utah's new
Oh,
team.
really?
I'm not seeing
Wow.
any more on that. I might have gotten fleeced by a fake account.
Did they have a
Um,
team name yet?
no, it just says traded to Utah hockey team. I
Okay.
think I got fleeced. Don't take my word for it. We'll see if that's true or not.
Oh, sorry. We do have a comment on Ben. What is up, brother? Please, for the love of God, Panthers win. I'm rooting for the Oilers. I think Ethan is slightly rooting for the Panthers, but I just hope both teams have fun and stays under.
Yeah, you hope both goalies stand on their head.
Yes, please.
Um, I do have to go back to soccer because one man's trash is another man's treasure. I did have the correct score 1-1 for that Italy game. So that was very nice. I
Yeah.
I was talking I did have Spain 2-0 or 2-0, I guess, in soccer. They should have scored
Football.
again. I can't believe they didn't. Yeah, I've been obsessed with these correct scores. I think I've hit like 6 or 7 of them now throughout both tournaments. Ton of fun, but I never realized how many goals happen in stoppage time. I've had so many bad beats and so many lucky wins over a week. Um, so I don't know. It keeps it electric. Last night I posted about it, but I had Uruguay to win 2-0 and I had Uruguay to win to nil. 2-0 in the 85th minute. Thought I had it in the bag. Uruguay scores again in the 91st minute. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I still win the to nil bet. There's only 4 minutes of stoppage time. Sure as shit, Panama gets one back in the 4th minute of stoppage time. So it was a 3-1 final. It was 2-0 in the 85th minute. Just crazy amount of goals when it was 1-0 for 80 plus minutes before that. Yeah, I don't know. It's electric. I don't throw much on it. I throw like a half unit on that correct score every game, but I've been loving it. So
Yeah, Aaron or Ben has the Panthers at plus 700. Aaron's in the comments, the joys of the beautiful game. I will say the reason I did place the bet on the Croatia game to like the draw breaker is what they call it on DraftKings is because if you look at the history between Croatia and Italy, I think 5 out of like the last 6 games ended 1-1. So I was like, oh, this is yeah. But and also I was looking at that game, not first goal scorer, anytime goal scorer, Luka Modric was 2,500. Why did I not just throw $5 on that? I know he's old as shit, but like anytime, not even first time goal, like anytime goal scorer in that game was plus 2,500 for Luca. And of course
damn.
it's easy because he scored, but like he also didn't he miss a PK in that game?
I'm
Or was
not
that a
sure. I
replay?
couldn't watch
It might have
super
been
close.
a replay. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel stupid not throwing something on that. But
I had a heartbreaker over the weekend. This is going to sound like I'm making this up, but I kid you not. This is 100% what was going through my head. I won a $50 free bet on BetMGM. I had to use it within 24 hours on the MLB. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do a home run hitter. I could have done a future like I normally do, but I feel like that's so hard to predict. I'm not going to put it on the Dodgers at like 3-1 or whatever the hell they are. So I'm looking at the Padres game because that's probably the team I follow the most other than the Tigers, and I didn't trust any Tigers to hit home runs. I had 4 names in my head from that game. They were playing the Brewers. I liked Kim, Higashioka, Merrill, and then for the Brewers, I liked Bryce Turang. But the one I really had narrowed down was Kim. He was 9-1. He was due, I felt like. He's hit like second or third most on the team. Thought the odds was really good. Long story short, didn't have the balls to do it. 4 scoring plays in that game. All 4 of those dudes hit home runs.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, I was at a wedding. I saw the final score was like 6-4. I'm like, please God, tell me Kim didn't hit a home run. Sure as shit he did. Could have had $450. Went chasing with it yesterday. Bet Merrill to hit one. Did not hit one. So lost the $50 free bet, which whatever. But yeah, it sobered me up at that wedding pretty quick. I was pretty distraught over not having the guts to place that.
Yeah, that's brutal. That is, I've been there before. It's not quite like that, but that's not fun. I also got super square. Talking about baseball real quick. Shohei on Saturday night to homer was plus 125. Plus 125 to homer. I hammered it. He homered second at bat. So it all worked out. But like, no one should ever be. I don't care if you're Barry freaking Bonds in the prime. Plus 125 to homer. Do you know how hard it is to homer? Like, get out of here. Anyways, I took it. And yeah, but also, Aaron, if you have any soccer players, please let me know. I'm trying to get into it. I'm currently 0-2, one in heartbreak style, one I think Spain just coasted. But if you do have some soccer bets tonight or the next couple of days, let me know because I will blindly tail. I do have 3 places. Go ahead.
I'll quick say just back to the soccer because we do have Colombia and Paraguay going right now in the Copa. I do have Colombia 1-0 for a correct score, and I also have the under. They just scored in the 32nd minute, so we were looking at Colombia 1-0 in the 36th right now. Just hold for 60 minutes.
Yeah, that's going to be a puckered b-hole for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. FSU.
Yeah, I'm fully blown into soccer. MLS, I'm getting into. Like I'm full blown into this. Olympic soccer is going to be electric. Also, why if you don't or do you have plays coming up that you wanted to talk about or?
I do. I should probably get my MLB plays out right now.
Okay. So then I want to talk about the weekend a little bit more, specifically golf.
Okay, coming up in 13 minutes, I am taking the Tampa Bay Rays on the money line against the Seattle Mariners. Tampa Bay is at home. Doesn't really make any sense here. Brian Wu on the mound for the Mariners. I believe he is their ace or one of their aces. He is phenomenal. They opened as the minus 120. They are now fallen to the almost even minus 105. The Rays are with Taj Bradley on the mound. We're the underdog now, the clear favorite. So I'm gonna back the Rays in this game. Again, that's starting in 13 minutes. Tampa Bay on the money line. I got it at minus 115. What else did I have? Coming up, this one's in a little while. You got it up. I'm just gonna give all 3 right now. But
yep.
Chicago White Sox are even money currently against the Dodgers. That is, yes, you heard that correctly. The Chicago freaking White Sox, the worst team in baseball, even money tonight against Murders Row, Los Angeles Dodgers, Shohei, Freeman, you name it. Even money. It was always Chicago. Taking Chicago White Sox on the money line against the Dodgers. And then last but not least, a nightcap baseball game, the Cubs Giants kicking off or whatever you call it, kicking off at 9:45 p.m. tonight, taking the under 7.5 runs in the Giants Cubs. I did just tweet those out. I believe I just tweeted those out. I did just tweet those out. If you didn't catch those, my Twitter is under my name here at Worst Bets. So, 3 MLB plays. I've been seeing the MLB really well, so I'm feeling good. The Chicago's probably going to get blown out, but I can't pass up that disgustingly beautiful bet.
Yeah, I am nervous because my strategy that did me so well for the first 2 months of the year, I was up close to 70% over like 50 bets. It's starting to peter out on me a little bit here. And if it was to keep going my way, LA would completely be the play tonight. They're the first game of a road trip, Chicago, first game back home. But yeah, it's absolutely the White Sox. It's my favorite baseball player of the night. They might lose 13-0. I don't care. I'm not going to regret it. It has to be the play. Absolutely has to be the play. There's no way around it. So yeah, if you go bet that and they get their doors blown off of them, just don't even sweat it, because if you bet this weird line, more times than not, you're going to win. So
If you bet the Dodgers, go hop in your car, drive 200 miles per hour, and wrap your car around the thickest oak tree you can find, because that is the squarest bet, the stupidest bet I've ever seen in my life. Is it going to win?
yeah,
I am 90% sure that bet's going to win. I'm 90% sure the Dodgers are going to blow them out of the water. But you can't take it, man. You can't take
no,
it. Also, the Tigers are going to get destroyed by the Phillies today, but that's a different story.
yep, I did
Um,
like that too.
Sorry, quickly in the comments, Aaron's on Columbia tonight. Looks like they're still up 1-0. And then Ben, huge MMA card this weekend, UFC 303, the McGregor Chandler card. Now it's a Pereira versus Jiri 2. So yes, if you do want some MMA plays, I don't really know anything about the sport. I know, Ethan, you dabble betting in it a little bit, but Ben and Bobby have been killing it over on Tapping Vegas. It's one of our Better in Green shows. Make sure you do like, subscribe, and check their show out. I believe it comes out on Fridays, so make sure you do check those out if you are into UFC, MMA, and all that jazz. Again, I don't know anything. I have tail a couple of their plays, and they do pretty well. So if you do want some MMA, big card this weekend, check out Better in Green. 5 units last week from Ben.
Yeah, I did with a little help of
Columbia,
Bobby and
Columbia just scored
no,
2-0.
call it off. Call that shit off. That's not good. Okay, well, can't have any more goals. I have under 2.5, so just sit on it. Yeah, with some help of Bobby and Ben, and then I kind of also did my own thing too a little bit, but 7-2 in the UFC, up over 5 units for myself this weekend. So, yeah, I couldn't even watch it. I was at a wedding, but was just betting it without watching, and ended up going pretty well for me. So, was a nice. That was the nice part of my Saturday before I didn't hit that home run hitter. And I lost all my soccer bets on Saturday.
Speaking, and I know you were going to bring this one up, I'm up 18 units in 2 weeks on the PGA. I'm on
Yeah.
a beautiful little run here. So 2 weeks ago at the US Open, I had Bryson DeChambeau to win, 18-1. That hit. Lost a couple other bets. Ended up that tournament, the US Open, 9 units. And then for the Travelers Championship, I only had 2 bets. I forgot about it. Thursday morning in the Home Depot parking lot, I was going to paint for the day. I was like, oh shit, the Travelers started. I just picked randomly Tom Kim, top 5, top 10, put way too much money on it. Both hit. And thank God I was debating outright, and I was like, nah, he's not going to win outright. If you didn't watch, he lost in a playoff to Scotty, almost won outright, but Tom Kim, top 5, top 10, ended up 9 units there as well. So 18 units in 2 weeks in the PGA. Probably will lose it all this week, but PGA that is golf, has been doing well for me.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same. It's not been quite as good for me. Also, could you do a quick check for me? Did that goal get called off by any chance, or is
No,
that too
they're playing with a 2-0 on the scorecard here.
That's tough. Yeah, I did have Scotty. I took him. What was that? Thursday night. I think we texted about it just a little bit, but you kind of mentioned that he had a good first round, which his handicap lately has been getting off to a slow start. It just gave me the juice to jump on him. I did have point 0.2 units on 4 separate outrights. Brian Harmon gave me a shot on Sunday. I think he went 8 under to get to like minus 17. So he wasn't that close, but gave me a small breath of life. He was 40-1. So that would have been kind of cool. But yeah, I've not been doing as good in the PGA. I had Hideki top 20. He finished 2 strokes outside. He tied for 23rd. So that kind of hurt. Other than that, I just had the outrights, and then I did kind of hedge on Scotty. So I think I lost like, I don't know, 0.2 units or something. Basically broke even. But
Yeah.
God, golf betting's fun.
It is, and I usually love live betting. Big live betting golf guy, like hole props and whatnot. Didn't watch a single hole. Watched the 18th and then the playoff hole. Again, I was busy working this weekend, but only makes sense that the lowest scores on the year, and I usually only bet birdie props. Occasionally pars, but usually only bet birdie props. That guys are going 11 under, 10 under, 8 under. The one weekend I don't just bet birdie props all the time. So that was a little disappointing, but I can't complain with a 9 unit weekend in the Travelers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was kind of glad. Well, I was glad Scotty won for my bet, but I was also kind of glad for you that Scotty won, just so you weren't kicking yourself for not taking Tom Kim outright. You had the perfect scenario there. So, yeah, let me know Wednesday what you're betting, because I'm floating along. I'm not making money. I'm not really losing money in the PGA.
Yeah, again, probably don't tail me. There's no way I go 3 weeks in a row making money, but yeah, I'll definitely have something up for my. I don't even know what it is this week.
It's the
something.
Yeah, I forgot now.
Anyways, while I
Rocket
look it
Mortgage.
up, Rocket Mortgage. Okay, is that in Detroit?
Yep.
Okay, maybe we should go.
Maybe. I thought
I
about it.
will say Scotty has 6 wins on the year, which is, I believe it's him and Tiger are up there with 6 wins in a PGA Tour season. Tiger also has 9 wins in the season, which is currently the record. And then I think Tiger also has 2 8-win seasons, a 7, whatever. But Tiger has a 9-win season up there. Scotty needs just, obviously there's a lot of golf left and it's really hard to win, but Scotty already has 6. So he's already on the leaderboard, him and Tiger. I think there might be one other guy like in the 80s or something, but he's in special company. So I've always been a Scotty fan. I was a Tom Kim fan up into that 18th hole. I just didn't want Tom Kim to triple because he would have fallen out of the top 5. As soon as they got into the playoff, I was rooting for Scotty, but love Scotty. I hope he gets another win or two. Would love if he wins the what is it? The Open. That's our final major coming up here. So yeah, go Scotty. Hopefully he can win a couple more. Get those numbers up.
Yeah. No, I'm rooting for him too. You actually just reminded me I gotta call my grandma because she called me yesterday to talk about him. I didn't call her back, but yeah, it's nice to have someone that dominant in the sport. It also makes it tough for betting because it's like, I don't know. It just
he's plus 300 every week to win, which is just in a we were just talking about Shohei to homer was plus 125. Scotty to win at plus 300 constantly every week when the tournament field is 100 plus golfers is, I don't know. It's crazy to bet it, but it's kind of becoming crazy not to take it, And
I know.
He's won 6 freaking times. I've won 2 Scotty outright so far this year. I also bet him to win the U.S. Open, and he really struggled there. But yeah, the value is just not quite there. I like live betting him now, so I didn't get the chance this weekend because he, was -5 after day 1. He was 2 off the lead, and he was now plus 200 live, so it wasn't even worth it there. But yeah, if Scotty ever gets over to 1,000 or plus 1,000, I usually try to at least jump on for a small little half unit or so. Just too good of odds not to at this point.
Yep. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, I think I've hit Scotty 3 times this year, but it doesn't really pay for anything. It just every time I win on him, I just break even. But yeah, I don't know. You almost have to bet outrights without Scotty.
Yeah.
Every time he's playing, I just hate giving up that extra couple cents on it. But
I've also seen a couple guys. Oh, there's
here we
Grand
go.
Slam Phillies.
Oh,
Wait, I think a
really?
Nope. No. Two or Harper double, and then Bohm homer 2-run shot. 4-0 Phils. God, this Tigers team freaking sucks. What was I gonna say?
You made me nervous. I thought Columbia scored again.
Oh no, it looks like it's half. I was gonna say. Oh, I've seen a lot of guys, golf guys on Twitter doing Scotty one and then another guy second. So they're
Hmm.
mixing it like that, which is, I guess, just another way to bet without Scotty. But
Yep.
ridiculous odds for those. If you pick Scotty first and someone else second, I'm seeing the odds are like close to like plus 5,000. So
Hmm.
really good value there. But again, it's pretty hard to hit that. But yeah, I've been loving golf. This is the most I've ever watched golf. I've also played a lot of golf too. Me and Ethan are trying to get out on the links one of these days. So um, yeah, I'm just really into the sport right now. It's helping the summer a little bit with the dog days because we are truly coming up on the dog days. Well, I don't know. Like I'm gonna bet a lot of Olympics. I think I'm gonna
Me
go
too.
ham on track and field, 100%. Swimming,
Same.
I'm there.
Yep. Soccer.
Basketball,
I'm there.
probably. Yeah.
Yep. Basketball.
So I
All
don't
of
know.
it.
Maybe this is gonna be a better summer for betting. I don't know. Last summer was brutal.
It was
It was
Olympic
brutal.
golf.
So,
I'm gonna be there.
oh yeah. Wish DeChambeau was in instead of
Oh, me too. Instead of
um
Wyndham.
Clark. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I go back on Pickett and I look at like last June. I literally bet like 3 days last June out of the entire month.
Yeah.
I just wasn't betting at all. I was also doing the concrete thing, so I couldn't really pay attention during the
Yeah.
day, and I just felt rushed when I got home. But yeah, it's so far so good this summer with bets. And these two Europe or the Euros and the Copa, they go till July 14. And I think the Olympics are like 2 weeks after that, maybe. So I don't know, shouldn't be too bad. Golf, obviously, all summer, which we're both just getting more into. I still have the NASCAR going till October, I think, or November. Yeah, preseason football is going to be here before we know it.
Oh, we bet on that. I forgot about that. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we made some money on those. Maybe not. It's just complete guessing.
dude, honestly, I was just thinking about it yesterday. I'm just going to look at the quarterback room for both
Yeah.
teams. You know, last year when it was Trubisky, Pickett, and
Yeah, the Steelers were a
Rudolph,
wagon. Yeah.
wagon, or the Bills
And
with Allen, and whoever the hell else they had who was decent.
and then
Can't
the
remember.
Ravens had that unbeaten streak. I think ended,
Yep.
but
Yeah, did that end?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think Washington beat them. I don't know why I remember that, but yeah, Lamar Huntley and whoever else they had.
They're all poor man's Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
all
we'll
look
make some money on the preseason.
do you have any bets tonight or anything?
So yeah, like I said, I have those Columbia bets that one of them just lost, the other one hanging on by a thread. I will have a correct score in Brazil, Costa Rica, because like I said, I've been doing it every single game. I should probably figure out how many units I'm up doing that. I have no idea. I know I am up though. And then, College World Series decisive game 3 actually goes here in 7 minutes. I do have a future on Tennessee to win.
Ooh.
It was horrible though. I took it before the series started. It was like minus 150, so nothing crazy. But I'll be watching that. I don't watch college baseball. I don't pay any attention to college baseball. The first college baseball game I watched was yesterday, game 2. It's decent. So, it's just another championship. So I'll throw it on. I honestly think if I were to bet it tonight, I'd probably just take A&M because Tennessee's like minus 210 or something stupid.
285 on here now. Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah, I would probably just take a stab at A&M, to be honest. I have no knowledge of either team. Wouldn't take my word for it. It's just you can't really bet Tennessee at this point. So
220 on on 280. Again, make sure you guys line shop. It's minus 285 on ESPN. It's minus 220 on DraftKings. So
Jeez.
someone's getting scammed. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I watched the game. I watched game one, a little bit of the ending. Was very exciting because the score was also like 9-6 or something like that. I know game two was what 4-1 or something like
For
around there.
one, yeah.
Um, looks like the total just dropped again. So I don't know. I probably might just tune it on. I probably will not be betting that because it would just be a straight guess for me.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, I just had a boost. I was like, yeah, screw it. I'll throw it on just to bet it. But I the soccer tournaments have definitely got me back to betting some bets for fun. I was in like a 2-year rut, I guess, if you will, where I just bet everything for profit, and I'm enjoying just doing like the little fun bets where I don't really care. Um, yeah, I don't know. Getting a little bit looser with my betting right now, which so be it. I'll probably lose some units doing it that way, but having more fun with it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of how summer goes because I mean, do you really want to bet 10 games on the MLB or just bet a couple that you're going to watch or something like that? So, um,
Right.
like when it comes to football season, when we have, I remember there was mornings where me and you would have 20 something bets, probably more myself, but way too many bets. And you just can't do that in the summer because you'd be broke. So yeah,
Yeah.
I like that piece of advice. Just bet for fun in the summer. Don't overkill like me tonight, 7.5 units, Oilers under. But yeah, just if you're gonna watch the game, throw some money on it. If you're going to a bar, throw some money on it. If you want to throw some money on a horse race, go ahead. But yeah, having 15 open bets on a Saturday MLB slate probably not the smartest idea unless you're really seeing the MLB.
Right. Shoot, what was I just gonna say? Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, these Tigers suck, man. Ooh, oh, I forgot I do have a same game parlay in this. I have Phillies minus 3.5. They're up 4-0. And Nola 7Ks. Those are my two plays. I forgot.
Got one so far.
It's got one. Riley Green up. He's either a home run or a strikeout.
Yep.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I same game parlayed X'd it. So I forgot that I parlayed that with shoot. With the fuck. With the Rays money line and the White Sox money line. Yeah, so the White Sox should be that just makes sense. Everything hits, the White Sox just
Yeah.
Yep. Disregard what I said. Yep.
Yep. I'll be on the White Sox tonight. It's gross. Dude, they're still moving. I gotta get them while they're still at plus money. I mean, what is that? Minus 105. I'm not taking it at minus odds. That's ridiculous.
They're minus 105.
Minus 105.
I was looking at that game. I was actually live on TikTok, and when I got on TikTok, the Dodgers were minus 145. When I got off TikTok, the Dodgers were minus 120. It was a 20-minute live. They dropped 25 points, or whatever you want to call it, in odds. And they had 93% of the bets at one point.
I don't get what's
And
going on.
everyone's saying like the pitching matchup, which I get pitching matchups are huge. And I haven't really looked at Paxton much for the Dodgers, but he's 7-1 on the year. Like
Yeah.
he's not he's that's pretty damn good. And I know you probably don't, you're 7-1, you start however many games, you don't. Yeah. People said he's been getting eaten alive. He had two bad games in his last 8. 6 earned runs and 5 earned runs. Like, if you're 7-1 and have a 3 ERA, you're fine. And everyone's saying Crochet or Crotchet or whatever for the White Sox. He's 6-6, saying, "Oh yeah, he's a much better pitcher," which I get. He might be better. I know, win loss doesn't mean everything in the pitching world. Like if you don't have bats, it's really hard to record wins as a pitcher. But 6-6 with a slightly better ERA, I'm just I think I'm just missing why the line's like that.
Here's
And I want to think Vegas is like scamming us to take the White Sox, but everyone and their brother, especially those bozos out in California, are throwing everything on the Dodgers tonight.
yeah. I feel like this gets frowned upon, and I kind of got talking to this dude on Facebook and that random group about this, but when it comes to baseball, I mean, this year I've been very successful betting baseball. I do not follow baseball like super close. I don't look at pitching matchups when I bet. I don't look at rosters. I don't care about all that. I'm a strictly like I look at line movement and I look at scheduling spot. That's really all I look at, which I feel like it's kind of frowned upon. But I mean, that wins just as much, if not more, than analyzing players and matchups and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think, I don't really care what's going on with that game with the players. Just the line being the way it is, it just tells me there's so much respected money coming in on Chicago that I just bet it and forget it. Like I just don't really care what the reason is. I'm just gonna ride with it.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter every single night, doesn't even matter their opponent. I can guarantee you the betting percentages are going to be in the 60s to 70s to 80s, maybe in the 90s for the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Orioles, and the Braves. Probably not the Braves anymore, of a couple injuries, and the Phillies. Those four or five teams, the betting percentages, no matter their opponent, they could be playing each other. Well, I guess if they're playing each other, whatever, but doesn't matter their opponent, doesn't matter if they're playing a solid team or the worst team in baseball, they're always going to be the public favorite. They're always going to be the team the public bets on. And now the public can get almost an even bet on the Dodgers against the worst team in baseball. It'd be one thing if it was like against the Tigers, who, maybe they have Screwball on the mound, and that's why the things like that. Who is, by the way, the leading contender for the Cy Young. Like that's I've never heard of this Crochet guy from the freaking White Sox. So I don't get it. I don't. It's actually really pissing me off. And I know the Dodgers are going to win. I know the Dodgers are going to win by 4 or 5 runs, and people are going to respond to me, "Oh, nice bet, jackass." Like, uh, I don't even know. If you bet the Dodgers, you literally have to go look at yourself in the mirror and call yourself a loser. You're a loser because that's the stupidest bet you can make. And again, I'm 90% sure they're going to win. I'm 90% sure they're going to win by more than 2 runs. Um, but I can't do it.
White Sox are winning. Feeling it.
Oh, it's not live yet, is it?
Yeah, they're going to win. Here's another great bet. After the White Sox win tonight, Dodgers -1.5 tomorrow. It's going to be
Dodgers -7 tomorrow. Yeah.
They're going to blow the doors off of Chicago tomorrow. Again, don't care who's pitching, don't care who's in the lineup. It could be you, me, and Ben in the lineup for all I care. Dodgers are blowing the doors off of them if they lose tonight.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm missing something. Like, are there guys out for the Dodgers? That could be it,
I don't think though. I mean, Mookie's out obviously, but
Shohei's
Shohei
in,
out?
Shohei's in, Freeman's in. Looks like Teoscar's out, but they got his. I'm assuming his brother. Probably not. That's racist to me. Another Hernandez. Hayward's in. I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Taylor
I guess Teoscar's the big one. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And again, if this was the case and Shohei and Freeman are out and it was the same line, I would probably jump on the Dodgers because it's the injured player theory. But I don't know. This is BS. Teoscar Hernandez is also not a player you bet on that he's out. I know he's having a fantastic year, but maybe if Shohei was out, I would maybe contemplate switching. But
right,
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't buy it.
All right, time to sweat the White Sox. I guess I just bet it. Plus 102. Got a small plus price, but I'll take it.
Aaron, the other soccer bet I like tonight is the under 3.5 goals in the Brazil-Costa Rica. Is that what it is? Costa Rica match at -125. Costa Rica. I was thinking Puerto Rico. I like it. I'm sold. Say less.
I kind of like Brazil to win and keep a clean sheet or win to nil. It's minus 175 though, so it's nothing great, but
let me see what I can. Again, I have all my money on the under tonight in the Oilers, but I'm going over to my bookie, see what I can pick over here. What's the oh yeah, this is not.
Not gonna lie, I kind of like.
Okay, I'm sold.
I still kind of like Colombia and Paraguay under 2.5 live. It's like plus 250. We saw this yesterday with the USA. They went up 2-0 into halftime. Just sat on it. Yeah, they had a lot of chances.
With Spain this morning.
Yep.
They went up 1-0 and sat on it. I just took the under in Brazil, Aaron. Don't you dare fail me now.
It's going to be Brazil 3-0 in like the first 15 minutes.
I cannot find it on here. Can't find it on Action. I did bet it, but I'm just trying to track it.
Oh yeah, it's not on there.
Really?
You have to do like, yeah, for whatever reason, neither of these Euros are on, or neither of these soccer.
That's dumb. Do these always go on at the same time?
I'm not sure. Like the two tournaments?
Yeah.
I don't know. Aaron will know for sure. I know the Euros are like it's like the winter in the Summer Olympics with the World Cup. So like every they do the World Cup and then 2 years later they'll do the Euros. And the next two they'll do the World Cup again. But I'm not sure about Copa America. I assume it's the same thing. I really need that under to hit.
I locked it in. Do you have anything to add here? I got to go bike to my friend's house and grab some beer for this Oilers game.
Nice. No, I don't. I think we covered everything. AHL is on tonight too, but it's probably televised somewhere.
Aaron's also in on the White Sox. All right.
Nice.
White Sox squad ride.
Squad ride the White Sox.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. Win or lose, it is 100% the right play.
Yep. Long term, if you only bet lines like this, if you just sat, didn't bet for months and then found one like this and bet it, you would win money in your life.
I agree. It's just disgusting to look at, but
yeah,
it is what it is. All right, brother. I just posted all my bets on Twitter, my MLB bets. I have not posted my 7.5 units. I will on the under Oilers Panthers Game 7 Stanley Cup tonight in an hour. We did just add the under in Brazil Costa Rica at minus 125 as well, and that is the Copa America. But Ethan, it was glad to have you here. I'm excited that we got back on again. I apologize for the little bit of an absence. Summer's crazy. Hopefully we can hit the links one of these days. And hopefully we can continue winning some bets. Please please fade my golf bets coming up. I am hot. There's no way I stay hot. I will have my full golf betting sheet on Twitter here shortly. But Ethan, send it to you for a sec. Do you have anything to add before we close out here?
Nope, nothing. Yeah, I'll have golf coming out too, probably Wednesday night. I have not been tweeting out my soccer plays. Might as well start tweeting them out. I've been doing okay. Looking forward to to the sports we have going tonight. For your sake, go under, go Oilers, I guess, kind of. I'll root for that for your buddy. He wins way more than I do. So,
That's true.
yeah, just want a
Yes.
really entertaining game.
Yep, and enjoy the sports we got going right now because the dog days are near. But yeah, try to dive into some soccer. Dive into like UFC, MMA coming out this weekend. Golf, like I said. Maybe just sprinkle in a couple different sports. Don't overload on baseball because there's a lot of fun sports going on right now um, that we're gonna enjoy betting on. Are we gonna stream the final game? We are not. We are not gonna stream the game. Um, but we will be betting on it. So, yes, good luck, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We'll make sure you do like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next Monday. Peace.
See you guys.